Welcome everybody, this is Vintage Story, and in today's video we're going to be covering a very simple but powerful mod known as the Translocator Relocator. And as you can see, I'm currently surrounded by translocators, and maybe if you're new to the game, or you might just not have found one of these yet in your journey, this is a part of the base game of Vintage Story. The translocators can be found normally in the world, typically underground, and then you can repair them, and they will translocate or teleport you to a random location in the world, somewhere within a certain block radius. But what this mod does, the Translocator Relocator, is allow us to pick up and move translocators once we've repaired them, and then we can link two translocators together so that we no longer randomly teleport, but we go to a predetermined location. Really fantastic, and as you can see, we've utilized it quite a bit here on my multiplayer server, but we're going to get into the details of just how this mod functions right now. Okay, so the first step is to find a broken static translocator, just like this one here. Again, very typically these will be underground. There's no set level necessarily. I found them close to the surface, and I've also found them really deep as well. But they are fairly rare, and normally in the room you find them, there will be some clutter, maybe even a few chests or crates, which might have some loot in there, but we've cleared everything out, so we can just focus on this one item. Now again, in the base game, when you repair this, you can step through it and it will teleport you to a random location where there will be guaranteed a repaired translocator which will take you back. So you're not going to get teleported and just left there. You can always get back as long as you've repaired the first one, obviously. So how do we go about repairing it? We're just going to need two different ingredients essentially. One is metal parts, and then we will need temporal gears. So if you're a clockmaker, it actually reduces the requirement for this. I believe it takes it from 3 gears down to 2, but for all the other classes, you will need 2 metal parts and 3 of the temporal gears before you can actually repair this. And again, repairing it is a critical step in using the Translocator Relocator mod. You can't link these together until you've repaired them. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to, with the metal parts in our hand, right click on the translocator. You can see that kind of fixed the base plate there. But now for the most important part, the glowy gears. There's 1, 2, and 3. And look at the tooltip. It says it's warping space-time, so lots of very exotic physics are happening before our very eyes. You don't see much, but oh, there it is. We've got a particle effect, and it says it is now complete. So again, if I step through it, it'll take us randomly to a location, but that's not what we're interested in. I am going to be taking this translocator. Thanks to the mod, we can pick it up, but one thing I haven't mentioned yet is there's a requirement, and that is a steel pickaxe. You have to have a steel pickaxe to break the repaired translocator for the first time. Once you've moved it, you can actually just break it with your hands once you've initially picked it up. But the first time, you will have to have a steel pickaxe. So start working on that steel production, folks. And now that we've got this one, let's link it up to a second translocator, and we'll go through that process. Alright, I've acquired a steel pickaxe and I've got my repaired translocator, so let's pick this up. Very good. As you can see, it broke very quickly and easily, but again, it must be broken initially with the steel pickaxe. Once you've already broken and moved one, you can simply break it with your hands again after that, but that's not really the key focus. I just want to illustrate that it's possible there. But let's place these on either sides of the room. Nice. Now, what we want to do is edit the key. You can see there's a little tooltip that pops up. It says if we hit Control plus the right mouse button, it brings up a simple little window. Now, this can be a number or it can be a word. And just remember, it's going to be critical that this word and the word that we enter in this one match. They have to match, including capitalization, I believe. Just make sure the word is identical or the numbers are the same. But now that we've set the key for both of these to the same word, they should be linked. So let's step through and see what happens. Boom. Oh, look at that. There we are. We went from one side of the room to the other. And of course, it can traverse much more than a handful of blocks. This thing can literally go tens of thousands of blocks and take you to the other side of the world. Let's illustrate that right now back at the hub. All right, we are back here at the hub. We've got several members on the server who have set up translocators in their bases, and their bases are often very, very far away. As we can see, this one here is marked 20,000 blocks to the south. So let's put that to the test. I've got my coordinate overlay window turned on, and you do that by hitting Control K. You can pop that on, and of course you can have it on under your mini-map too. But pay attention to this third number. That's going to be our north-south coordinate. The middle one is up-down, so that one's totally irrelevant here. But let's just see how many blocks we end up when we step through Cast Iron's translocator here. Oh, yes, 19,413 blocks far to the south, for sure. And of course, this is an area of the world that is in a completely different biome, so it's always summer down here. There's no winter. We'll never have snow. It's a great place to grow crops, but of course, the crops here are very different, too. You'll find things like rice and whatnot, but that is one of the reasons why the Translocator mod is so great. It makes exploration so much easier, and you don't have to worry and stress out. Now, there is a bit of lag, you'll notice, as I step through. That's normal. That's just the chunks being reloaded around you, but typically it's not too bad. It'll just last a second or two, and then it passes. Another thing we should note is that animals, drifters, bowtorns, and shivers can all be teleported, and that does include mounts too, so just be careful with that. If you're leaving your mount in a room with a translocator that you've set up, it could walk into it and teleport away. Also, it is good to keep in mind that you can force your mounts into these and then move them with you as you go around using translocators. But guys, this mod is really, really versatile, simple and powerful, as I said, and it's one that I am putting in all of my worlds now. Even if I don't necessarily want to set up a really, really wide-ranging teleporter hub like the one I have here, it's still great to have one for a mountain cellar, you know, where you can preserve your food in the deep freeze, or just a whole lot of reasons. The applications for the Translocator Relocator mod are endless, and I highly recommend it. So check out the description. I've got the mod page linked below, so it's just one click away, and you can download it in your own server. And of course, it's totally safe to install in the middle of a playthrough, not a big deal. And if you found this helpful, I hope you'll hit the like button, subscribe, and also down below in the description is a playlist for all my tutorial videos and mod showcase videos, so check it out, guys. Plus, I've got tons of other vintage story content on the channel, so I hope you'll subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.